once again, we are here live, and we are here ready to tackle the first point in the cross reference. We need to establish the death of Jesus. So we continue now that we are now in John chapter 18. So we are now in John chapter 18 verse 12, because we finished already 1 to 11, the place of arrest, person who and betrayed Jesus and identified Jesus is arrested. That's Judas and the police officers. But Jesus confirmed or accepted his identity, and he forwarded, and he said, "I am Jesus," and with power. Because when he said "I am," they fell to the ground, and then the next thing happened. There's a commotion, and somebody's ear was being cut by Peter. That was the ear of Malchus, the servant of the high priest or the priest, and it was being healed by the Lord Jesus Christ. So it's really Jesus Christ whom they arrested during that night. So now Jesus was being led to the high priest, okay, because these are the authorities that they have, and they were actually the ones who wanted Jesus to be caught and be punished. So Jesus before the high priest. So okay, so let's continue. Okay, number one here, because there are three T's, letter T, 3 points in John chapter 18 verse 12, 13, and 14. There are only 3 verses, so daliratam human igsoon. So Jesus before the high priest, they tied him up. Okay, so letter T, tied them up. Tied him up. Tied means to fasten. O yan ang Ginoong Hesus, no? Tied means to fasten, attach, or close by means of a tie. So he was being fastened or being tied up. So he huktan siya igsoon. O yan kay Ginoong Hesus. So di gid siya ka iskapo niini, no? So and then in verse 12, then the soldiers along with their commander and the Jewish officer arrested Jesus and tied him up. Luya sa itong Ginoo, no? We've been tied, gikiktan siya. So mura yung tao, kriminal. And si Buano, unya gidakop si Jesus o gigapos sa mga Romanong sundalo o ang ilang kapitan o sa mga gwardyang Hudyo. So si Ginoong Hesus gigapos igsoon. And pwede ba siyang muiskapo? Because he has power. He had a power. He's still God in the flesh. Well, katong ganing una, pag-ingon niyang I am, when he said I am, they fell into the ground. So, unsa ka, kung muiskapo gud siya, pwede man. But Jesus, lami kay ano, I could appreciate him in these verses. Jesus gave himself to be tied by his arresting officers. He handed it over. Okay, just tie me. I know what you're doing. You're part of this plan. So just tie me. So even if he knew, he could untie himself because he had the power. He had power. So nawala niyang power during this time. He's still there. He could actually untie himself, but he had power to escape from his arrest. He had power to escape, but he did not do it. Wow. Instead, he did obey his Father God, even if he knew the pain and suffering he could cause him up to the cross. In these verses, we could see that he gave himself up to his murderers. Okay, so we will go back to John chapter 10. This is the best verse that nobody can take away the life of Jesus. Nobody did it, but he gave himself to them. Okay, so Lamigi kay si Lord. John chapter 10 verse 17, this is why the Father loves me. Jesus said, because I lay down my life in order to take it back again. So, sabi ni Saya, akong igugmag ko sa Ginoo, sa akong Diyos nga amahan. So, akong ihatag ang akong kinabuhi, unya ako ra po niyang kuhaon. Walang ano. So, wala gitawag na to, wala ga bugos niya nga kuan ang imong kuan, wala siya, no. He lay or gave his life for all of us. Okay, verse 18. No one is taking it from me. Look at that. Walay gakuha ni ini sa akong kinabuhi na. Wala po'y makapatay ni Ginoong Hesus kung dili niya itugyan ang iyang kaugalingon. Wow. Powerful din ang Diyos na to. I lay it down on my own free will. Look at that. Ako nagihatag sa walay pag makuli or kanang gaagunto or mga dislikes or mga pagulbol. I lay it down on my own free will. Free will, it means that there's no more kanang kitawag na to pressures on him. He obeyed his father. And I have the authority to take it back again. That is the power of God. He is actually God. He has the power to lay himself down, and he has also the authority to get it back. So his life is being killed, and he can take it back again. So this is what my Father has commanded me. Okay? Grabe kayo. So being tied up in order to secure him, he could not escape anymore. We are very sure that it was Jesus whom they arrested. In fact, he gave himself. Even if he wanted to, but he said to himself, no, I will obey my Father. In Cebuano, gidakop si Jesus o gigapos sa mga Romanong sundalo o sa ilang kapitan o ang mga gwardyang Hudyo o kini nagpamatuod na si Jesus gyud sigurado ang ilang gidakop. Okay, so kuan na gid siya. Paatan luya sa atong Ginoo. Okay, so di na ko kutob ang first nato nga puntos nga gidakop si Ginoong Hesus unya paatan pa yun. Okay, the first T is tied him up. Okay, so di na ko kutob, magkita na po ta sa sunod nga video.